Welcome back to the Executioners podcast.
Welcome back to the Sedition podcast.
Welcome back to the political podcast.
Welcome back to the number one Madame Web fans podcast.
The number one Madame Web fans. We are the biggest Madame Web fans on earth, having not seen the movie yet, so we cannot have it ruined for us.
Fellow Webbers.
Shout out to the Webbers out there. We have a special guest on this.
Yeah, we have our first guest in a while.
Our first guest in a little bit. Kyle, introduce yourself to the podcast.
Howdy, my name is Kyle. Lucas's brother. I play trombone, League of Legends, and I like anime. That's about my three biggest defining traits.
And he's like 6'5". Fun fact. It's kind of crazy.
Well,
Holy shit.
just a little bit.
Why do we always have tall people on the podcast?
Just so that that's not actually true. If we look through the
Art's like 6 foot tall.
Yeah,
okay.
Art's like 6 foot, but both Eric and Karina both are under you in the picture. Okay,
Wait, how tall is Eric?
He's like 5'6".
Oh, he's like right under me.
He's like right under you, yeah. And Karina's like 5'4". So Kyle's gonna be way up there on the log.
Damn. The power ranking just.
We have
The hierarchy of the Swifter podcast is going to change forever.
It's going to change forever. Kyle is officially the tallest guest on the Swifter podcast. But we have a jam-packed full docket today on the Swifter podcast with plenty of things to talk about. First off, starting it off with some Taylor Swift news. The Kansas City Chiefs have in fact won the goddamn Super Bowl. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, if she did make it, she was not seen on the field after the game until pictures were released. She had her entire crew there.
She had the entire crew.
Ice Spice was there, Blake Lively was there, Lana Del Rey was there.
Funny enough.
She really brought out everybody.
She really brought out everybody, and she brought that good Taylor Swift scripted luck in order to give the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm very happy that the misogyny was not over the Super Bowl.
It's true.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised. I would have suspected more anger.
Yeah, I was scared.
You know, like
I think the game was outrageous enough that it kind of canceled it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, I've only heard one other person say this, or like two other people, but like, I don't know, Kelsey yelling at his coach, like, that's an ick, that's a red flag, I don't know.
I thought the picture was kind of raw, though. I mean, like, just looking at it.
It's a funny picture, but it's definitely a red flag.
Relationship, you know what I mean? It's like, you get stressed on the field and like different calls are made and different opinions are had. You know, sometimes you gotta yell and then it's better afterwards. You know, like he's still on the team, they won. You know, so,
I think
it's just Nick.
I think some of the broader points have been made that Travis Kelce gets away with yelling at the head coach like that, but other players who are not Travis Kelce, who maybe perhaps might not even look like Travis Kelce, would not receive as lenient an end game as Travis Kelce for that move.
So, big news. Donald J. Trump has spoken out on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
What?
It's just as crazy as it sounds.
Why?
His post, quote, I signed and was responsible for the Music Modernization Act for Taylor Swift and all other musical artists. Joe Biden didn't do anything for Taylor and never will. There's no way she could endorse crooked Joe Biden, the worst and most corrupt president in the history of our country, and be disloyal to the man who made her so much money. Besides that, I like her boyfriend, Travis, even though he may be a liberal and probably can't stand me. End of post. Incredible.
Just the greatest.
I just no.
What is my man?
There's some great.
Every Donald Trump tweet or post is just a stream of consciousness.
There's some brilliant energy in that caption.
Yeah, he's like, I like her boyfriend, even though he probably can't stand me.
I even like her boyfriend. He's
like, probably objectively a funny thing.
He's probably a loser because he doesn't like. I'm the reason Taylor Swift is successful. It's all me. Basically, what he said.
Yeah, very much in line with his normal personality.
It's true.
But we finally heard an official source speaking on this relationship. This randomly popped up on my timeline, but before I moved on, I just wanted to note that the tweet says Taylor Swift's done everything has changed to Ed Sheeran on an iPad in a locked briefcase with a handler.
That's
she just does so much.
She does. It's not. Yeah, she does so much. It's not.
It's so funny.
She doesn't need to be going that hard.
Like for an Ed Sheeran duet in 2012 or 2013.
That's not even the best duet on that album, low key.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
Shout out to Snow Patrol. You have been watching the Streamer Awards.
I have been watching this. You had to call me out.
Well, I'm trying to segue this into other stuff. But you've been watching.
Yeah.
You've been watching the Stream Awards, and you've been you live.
Which literally are still happening, I think.
You've been live reacting to me, and you told me that they have made 2 jokes regarding Dream's reputation so far.
Okay, so the first one was just like the host cutie Cinderella just taking a cheap shot, which was very funny. But the second one was I think it's Wilbur's girlfriend. I think that's, but Nia True, I think is her name. And she is presenting the Minecraft Streamer of the Year award, and she was announcing it. She said in the minor, and then she's the Minecraft Streamer of the Year, and there's like a pause. So I was like, is this like an actual like intentional joke? I couldn't believe the Freudian slip I was hearing.
Yes, the Freudian slip regarding
yeah.
Dream specific. Who ended up winning that award?
It was Quackity. He was up for Streamer of the Year generally. Quackity. So like it was probably a shoo-in. Dream was not up for that award, if you could not tell.
God
was Dream up for any award?
They hated his ass.
Participate in the activity, like
he was not invited. Probably, I will give you. I will say he was probably encouraged not to attend, if anything.
Yeah, bro's cooked for sure.
His fall from like grace and like the heist he was is well, not even tragic. It's kind of funny.
No, it's just straight up funny.
It happened so quickly. Like
the truth.
What's crazy is that it didn't even happen. Like the warning, like there has been tons of Dream controversy over the year. I think it all started with the Minecraft speedrun cheating scandal, right? Where,
it definitely was.
I'd argue that even started a little bit before that.
Which is so funny because that was like the least like important thing he should have been responding to.
That's fair.
Like a month or 2 ago, he released a video titled "The Truth," and we considered reacting to it, but it was just way too long.
Oh yes, The Truth. Oh yeah, because we didn't want to be there.
Yeah, I cannot watch a Dream video under normal circumstances.
Yeah, absolutely not. I haven't even seen The Truth yet, to be honest. I just can't
really. No, me neither. His videos get like way less views now too, even though he hasn't released one since that.
Yeah, shout out to.
I didn't even know he released a response video. I'm be honest.
Yeah, shout out to Gumball for just ripping into his ass.
Ripping into him.
Yeah, which unintentionally also dug Dream a deeper hole because then he was like, look at this video where you say the F slur and whatever. By the way, a drunk underage guy who does basically blackmail, which is just insane.
Yeah. Also, turns out he's like pansexual, so people don't even care.
Yeah, people did not give a fuck. But they also did not give a fuck because there's like credible evidence to the fact that he was potentially grooming minors.
Oh, for sure.
Potentially.
Like,
Allegedly.
It takes no money to be a good person.
Except in the case that it does. Shout out to Arab.org in the link. Give some of your Palestine some of your money. Do it.
Segue. But my brain is so rotted.
My brains are rotten. My bones are broke. America's being ruined by the liberal woke.
Speak on it, Tom McDonald.
Speaking of Donald Trump, turns out that me and Jenna are massive commies, dirty commies. Kyle's a dirty commie too.
Guys, we're socialists. It's so over for the conservative Swifter fans.
Well, okay, I don't think that there is any reason why you can't be conservative and leaning on like the social side of the spectrum.
Yeah, it's just a bit deranged to be doing so.
Well, because like holding conservative beliefs, and I think like agreeing with like at least like socialist like mindsets and like movements, I think it's possible, because I do think there's like conservative people who like believe in safe LGBTQ spaces and like equality and accepting that. And so I think like that's a lot of the same for socialists.
Like fiscally conservative, especially.
Yeah, so I think it's possible. It's rare because I think.
Yeah, it's really rare.
It's discouraged to intermingle with other like ideologies and beliefs and try to reach a moderate point. But I think it's fully possible. You know,
I think the problem is that when we talk about conservative and leftist values, at the root of it, we're talking about the difference between an egalitarian worldview and a hierarchical worldview. When we talk about like progressivism and leftism and economic values, it's kind of all intertwined to the pursuit that people should generally be equal in society, versus capitalism, it is a somewhat like liberal economic perspective. But the end result of capitalism, and this is kind of the root of leftist thinking, is that the end state of capitalism and the ideology that kind of justifies it is kind of its own sort of hierarchy, where the good people produce the most value and have the most amount of money, versus the people who don't have much money are kind of they kind of deserve to be poor. So like it's kind of the idea that like, you know, more fiscal conservatism, right? Like economic conservatism and like social conservatism as well, like they are actually very compatible ideas.
They are, but I think it also goes the other way around, because like in terms of, like socialism, like I don't think like unless like you're going like full on like communist ideology, like you weren't necessarily like against a free enterprise system as a socialist. Instead, it's more about like like leveling the playing field and allowing people to live and open up chances for equality. And I think like part of the reason like the conservative mindset tends to be that you don't need to change it because there is opportunity. And the socialist mindset, and the liberal mindset, and leftist mindset would disagree and like point out like flaws in that logic. And like,
disadvantaged people.
There are like disadvantaged people, and why like trickle down economics don't work. And I think like
fuck Reagan.
I do think that like you're absolutely right, but also like from like a broader perspective, from like looking at actual beliefs and like how they align, there's no reason why like a conservative belief, and like conservative economic like an economic belief maybe, like a conservative like traditional belief shouldn't work with a socialist mindset. And if anything, it should support it by allowing more families to reach that conservative way of living. You know what I mean? So like that's why like.
Yeah, I think Lucas, like with the like people, it's entrenched in and God, I cannot think of the word for it, but there's a word for like the ideology of like proving your worth and succeeding through like proving yourself,
like bootstrap ideology, basically like lift yourself.
Yeah, but there's like a more formal word for it, and I can't think of it.
Fair enough.
Drop in the comments if you know what it is. It's just eluding me.
Is it a meritocracy?
Yeah, meritocracy.
Yeah.
Don't drop in the comments. I jumped the gun. But this came about because we were on a website called I Side With. Somehow it came about in a group chat. So we decided to take it and see how our values aligned. And call me Hassan Piker the way I'm 86% socialist.
I'm 95% socialist.
Yeah, he kind of out-socialists me,
What's
but
the website? What's the website?
isidewith.com.
isidewith.com.
Yeah, so it was 89% green, 89% working families, 86% socialist, 85% democratic, 85% forward, 84% peace and freedom, 79% transhumanist, 70% no labels, and then it just is like under 55% for everything until it's like 3% conservative.
Yeah. I didn't take a screenshot of that deep, but like I'm like 96% green, 95% socialist, 94% working families, 92% democratic, 91% peace and freedom for the parties lineup, and then it's like 95% social justice, 95% socialism, 95% environmentalism, 95% feminism, 95% communism. So it's like, and then it's like,
yeah,
and then it's like 94% collectivism, which I lost like a 1% on for whatever reason.
Yeah, you took that part of it. I was out of the tab by the time I was like, oh, I should do that, but I think I lost a few percentage points just because my answers were more like specific.
Yeah,
I question out of date or something.
I mostly just like picked like like on the scale of like completely agree, completely disagree. I didn't.
Yeah, I tried to, but at some points I was like, there has to be some more nuance to this.
Yeah, that's fair. I think.
But you can never throw a whole net over a sea of fish and expect to catch them all.
It's true. 95% feminism. It makes sense thinking about it, but
5%.
I don't think I would have predicted it'd be that high, really. I mean, I guess if we talk about feminist in the material sense, I'm like 95% feminist. But I think feminism has more social connotations nowadays that I don't.
I mean, there's also different ways to be feminist.
Yeah.
So
this might be like a little bit out of like a place for like what my beliefs should be, but I think the feminist movement is generally kind of deranged right now in terms of like the division of the party and the movement and like what different people think it means. And
well, I think the trans stuff has been a major fission within feminists.
Yeah, I think radical feminism is definitely split between rational people and TERFs right now.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of staining some people's view.
Yeah.
But anyway, shout out to the women, the LGBTQ people, the people of color. Shout out to everybody in the Sojourn podcast who's chill like that.
We love you.
We love you.
We genuinely love you.
We generally love you. Yeah, unless you're like Blair White.
Unless you're like Blair White. If you're a fascist, we do not love you. We hate you.
We hate fascists. Actually, we are anti-fascist.
We're anti-fascist. Anyway, segue. How do we cope with the fact that Attack on Titan is like completely fascist?
Actually, okay, about Attack on Titan. So I've actually binged the first season, right? And now I'm going on to the second season. I just started it. And so I haven't watched a lot of it. However, it's kind of interesting in the way that, like, the world is, like, low-key perfectly equal within the people within the walls. At least in the first and, like, beginning of the second season. I don't know, like, how it shifts, like, once, like, people start turning into Titans even more and stuff. I don't really know.
I've heard there's, like, definitely character development in a sense that happens between different arcs or whatever. So,
but like at least like I found it really interesting the way like in anime, oftentimes like female characters are treated much differently and like approached much differently than the male ones. And there's like, which I mean, obviously, we know, but like the way like Attack on Titan approaches the world and approaches different races and approaches different genders, like it is equal. They are treated equally. Like you don't like there's not a major difference between like the male characters and the female characters in terms of like character development and how they're treated within the world and how they're treated within the writing. And so I don't know if that all relates to like what Lucas was talking about, the fact that the Attack on Titan is super fascist. However, I do think that like of all the things I hear Attack on Titan praised for, that's never one of them. Like that's one thing I like, have an issue.
That's like the main
anime.
That's like
about inclusivity.
That's like the main thing I hear getting critiqued about it.
It gets critiqued for that?
For being like fashy?
I don't really know what's fascist about it in the first season.
Yeah, like the crux of the discussion is that like it depicts like a very clearly like meant to be fascist kind of thing that needs to be that's like being targeted as needing to change, and how it's approached I think is the main crux of the discussion.
Well, at least what I've watched right now. So like you have like the wall and that's like being like encroached on and that's like being broken up and stuff. And like the way that they like approach it is that humanity was literally almost wiped out. Like the wall, the people within the wall are literally the last of humanity. But it's a regular government corruption. And while there's like maybe potentially some arguments you can make about like it being fascist in like one way or another, at least like I don't know about the first season. Like I said, I've only watched the first season so far, and it might change as it gets farther on. But I think like some of the things that could be seen as fascist are fine because it's not like it's trying to make like the politically correct seem good, you know?
Yeah, I think like I've had this experience of like I have like some friends who like anime, and when people like anime, they're like really into anime.
Yeah.
Obviously, but like I don't watch anime because I've just never been into it like that or gotten into it. So it always leaves me just kind of just like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but I never get what they're saying.
Yeah. And I also
because anime just has like so many complex concepts and like such like jarring world building that like you kind of have to be into it to kind of get it.
I think that's like one thing, like approaching anime as an outsider, someone who doesn't necessarily, I think someone who hasn't watched the shows. I did say the thing. He said the thing. Someone like who hasn't watched the shows and doesn't know much about the culture. I think it can be hard because I once too was that person, and so like a lot of it is cultural as well. Like, what are the different cultural elements of anime? Like, how do they differ? Like, what is like acceptable in Western media or that isn't acceptable in Japan and like Asian Japanese media and anime, and like vice versa. It's like that's like it definitely can be hard as an outsider because also like anime is very special, and not all animes, but a lot of the ones, at least the ones that I watch, have so much of the storytelling done within the actual visuals of the story, and like that, so that even if you were to just talk about the plot points and like what's said in the dialogue, you would still miss a huge factor about the story building and the world building and like what things mean. So it can definitely be daunting, especially because a lot of the animes that people like that talk about a lot online, like My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, basically any of the shonen or like big shonen, right?
Yeah, Dragon Ball and Naruto, JJK. Like I'm familiar with a lot of anime, I just don't watch them.
They're just such like huge shows. Most
of the commitments.
Jujutsu Kaisen's probably the shortest. There's only 2 seasons.
Yeah, that's relatively new.
I don't personally watch anime like that. I watch shorter series. I watch more like condensed stories. I don't really like animes like that, but that's something that you have to decide for yourself what you want. And so like honestly, it's almost like watching The West Wing for like any anime. Especially like the big ones. Like
Lucas.
I've been trying to
yeah,
get Jenna to watch The West Wing for like the past like 2 years.
Like I approached Attack on Titan being like, this is gonna be commitment. There's like 4 seasons, 2 movies, a bunch of specials. You know, like I know that I'm gonna have to do a lot to get through this, but it's also like it's something that I want to do and I know I can do. So it's like watching through an entire sitcom several times, but
yeah,
each different
like I was
anime
gonna say, I just
watch because you are expected to watch multiple. You can't ever just watch one.
yeah, I watched through Seinfeld for like near like 3/4 of a year at least.
Yeah, it's
Talk
It's
about
huge. It's 9 seasons.
and then also like I know that there are also some Western shows that have like weekly or monthly releases, but weekly release shows are daunting. Like you're gonna tell me that I have to watch a show for 13 weeks in a row? Like after we do this podcast, I'm probably gonna go watch my daily episode of a weekly anime I've been watching. So it's like that's also a really big ask of someone to watch like seasonal anime like that. It's like I definitely feel like feel people when they approach anime as an outsider and don't know about that culture and that world. And
I think the last anime I watched was Babylon, which is just 1 season. So I knew it wasn't going to be like a huge commitment. Because I'd heard it is like interesting, which like it is. But like I like the first few episodes, but then it kind of falls apart for me, and it wasn't the gateway I was hoping it could be. Because I like stuff that deals with deeper thematic stuff, but I just didn't think it was super great.
I think it's like if you were to jump into anime, I think there's a few perspectives. You could go with
I just took the wrong route.
You could go into something dumb, like Sword Art Online, which is not good. Has some redeeming qualities, but is not good. And get you adjusted to like the culture, like the extremes of the culture. Like you could go to something just like full of fan service, not that good story wise, but it's pretty colors.
High School
honestly,
DxD.
like High School DxD, like what's it? Demon Slayer. If that's like what you want to go through, then like
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer, if like that might be a good intro. Because
do not watch viewers at home. Do not watch High School DxD. Do not watch High School DxD.
Also, don't watch that. But I would never suggest someone to watch Mushoku Tensei because like that one has like the most like terrible parts of the show of the anime scene with like fan servicing and like being weird about like all that. But like Demon Slayer has a little bit of both, you know, but it's also really beautiful. It doesn't have too complex of a story. It's still emotional. Like I'd say like Demon Slayer would be a good like intro anime. Like it's not like it's something that's a little long so you can bite your teeth into and like get you like adjusted into them consuming more stuff. And then also it's kind of important to recognize like anime can suck. Could be really bad.
I used to be of the opinion that I could not be convinced to watch One Piece because it was way too long and nothing stood out to me. But recently I've been seeing like clips of it or like just descriptions of things that happen. I'm like, I have to know what this is insane.
I wouldn't ever suggest watching the show, like the anime. And the reason why is because it's so long with so much just filler. And like I feel like
filler, yeah, I've heard that.
That's part of like the journey. A lot of it is filler. But like the difference is like the manga has filler within itself. That's like just the One Piece story. But the anime adds on even more to that and sometimes just does nothing. And you can't really skip filler episodes because it'll be like 20-minute episodes, 10 minutes of stuff from the manga, like story stuff, and 10 minutes of nothing. And it's like that's why I wouldn't suggest it, but it could also be a great comfort show, something to just watch when you want to turn your brain off, like a sitcom. But I would suggest is either to watch the live action One Piece, which I promise is good. It has its charm.
I have heard that it's good.
I love live action One Piece, but it's not confirmed there'll be more episodes. Or I would read the manga because that way you get the most. Because also part of the problem with the anime is like pacing. You read the manga a lot faster than you watch an anime, so the pacing is a lot better, and the story experience should actually be better. I mean, there are like definitely benefits to the actual animation, which is like more fleshed out fights, but I would suggest reading manga. Like,
It's really incredible that Netflix put out that dog shit Death Note movie, and, like a few years later retooled and just put out a One Piece live action series.
I think they learn from their mistakes.
I want to hope, but I don't have trust in Netflix ever in anything, and they're coming out with Avatar: The Last Airbender in live action, and it doesn't look good.
That show is going to be.
That's just gonna be awful.
That show is going to be.
It's gonna be bad.
Hey guys, let's remove the character development.
Hey guys, what if we took the stylistic flair that made it so cool and why it worked in animation and take it out?
No. Maybe imagine this, right? Imagine it like trying to make people think it's gonna be like the old Avatar movie, and then they're gonna just release like the most banger live action Avatar movie or Avatar show ever. Like, what if it's like a? What was
I would hate to bite my tongue.
Expecting it to be bad, and it's just like so good.
There's no shot. There's no shot. I mean, they
released a promo, like a short promo video, and even that looked like mid at best.
I saw a caption that it said it was like, I love that every single live action adaptation of an animated thing looks like one of those Smosh sketches.
Well, actually, that is what is so brilliant about the live action One Piece. Like, get back to that a little bit, because it looks so awkward some of the time, but it's good because One Piece itself looks awkward. It looks goofy. It looks strange. And so, like, and like being awkward and being low budget sometimes, and then being higher budget other times, and like having that like weird vibe to it, it perfectly captures anime in its own way. It's really weird, but it's probably the only live action anime like adaptation I've seen that captures the feel, which is why I like it.
Are you telling me that the 2015 Ghost in the Shell movie doesn't capture the same essence?
Yes.
Are you telling me Alita Battle?
Ghost in the Shell featuring Scarlett Johansson.
Are you telling me that Alita Battle Angel isn't actually a good movie?
Hang on, I have heard that one is actually divisive. Like, some people think it's actually pretty decent.
I haven't seen it, but it's directed by my boy Robert Rodriguez, so maybe.
I think it's
Robert Rodriguez can cook sometimes.
I think it's fine.
I like him a lot.
I guess
we fuck with Bob here.
We fuck with Bob Rod.
We fuck with Bob Rod.
Bob Rod. Alternatively, for anime, you could just watch Neon Genesis Evangelion, and then call it a day.
Get around to that,
and then just call it a day. Like, you actually don't need to watch any anime after that.
I actually have a big issue with Evangelion.
Okay,
it's so unimaginably unapproachable.
There's
like, I watched a lot of anime that's really questionable at the start. If you were to do like even the generous 3-episode thing, it is hard to think that you should continue watching Evangelion.
Yeah,
but the only reason that like people know that, because people know that it's good and like they'll say that it's good, but it's like it struggles. It is a weird psychedelic experience.
But it is good. Like it actually just is peak.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's like saying, hey guys, take LSD. I promise you, the experience will be peak.
No, yeah, it is upsetting, but I think Evangelion, I mean, okay, if we're talking about like every single piece of modern type media, if we're talking about like the most important piece in it, like we can look at for film, like we can talk about Citizen Kane or The Godfather. Like album wise, we can talk about like Sgt. Pepper's or any other number of albums that have come out. When we talk about video games, there's a number of things, right? Like Ocarina of Time, like Half-Life 2. Anime is unquestionably Neon Genesis Evangelion, right? Like if you point at which anime is standing the test of time within its own right, past the limitations of its genre as something that everybody on the planet Earth should experience, it's Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I think a lot of people disagree with you.
I no, absolutely. There's no shot that they're right, though. What other anime do you think? What anime even touches Neon Genesis Evangelion's like aura, like the aura that it has around it as a piece of art?
Code Geass, or whatever it's called. I think that's what it's called. Code Geass.
Code Geass.
Like if we're talking like older animes, like Code Geass or Megaloboxing. Though I guess that one isn't as notorious.
I've literally never heard
or
of it.
Cowboy Bebop. Or Cowboy Bebop.
Hang on, I need to hear. Is it worth it to watch Sailor Moon?
Maybe.
I think I'm gonna watch Sailor Moon after I'm done with Attack on Titan.
Because that is one I've actually wanted to watch for a little bit.
Come back to me in a month and I'll have watched Sailor Moon. So I mean, I guess I can answer that then. But
all right. So I want to talk about Madame Web, but I wanted to talk specifically about the press tour.
Yes, the press tour has been
for this movie.
It's been kind of cursed.
Yeah.
It occurs to me that much of the Madame Web press tour has been Dakota Johnson actively being like, "Hey guys, I'm sorry that the movie's bad. There's nothing I can do."
Actually, actively being weird and off-putting. But the funny thing is, everything about this feels like they're trying to. They saw how Morbius became a meme, so they're trying to proactively create jokes for Madame Web.
Oh, it's the it's the we were in the Amazon studying spiders when he died.
Yeah. And then there's the video of her saying, like, I can see the future, and I think when you see Madame Web, you're gonna love it. Which, like, the sexual undertones to that.
Yeah.
Like, she says it in such a weird voice.
She does.
And basically everybody involved with this movie is, like, apologizing for the movie proactively before it comes out.
There's a TikTok video of her saying not watching my movie is like self-care. It's a crazy thing to say. Like, if they know the movie is not going to be good, why are they releasing movies? I don't understand.
It's out of their control. They just started it.
Well, I mean, not the actors. I mean, Marvel.
Oh,
not even MCU Marvel. They got the Five Below Marvel for Madame Web.
Here's the thing.
At this point,
when they first announced that they would be like starring in the movie, they tagged Marvel Studios, which implies that they thought this was an MCU movie.
Yeah, there's I saw apparently Dakota Johnson got the news and went to Elizabeth Olsen for reconciliation. People speculate that in that moment she thought she was signing on to the MCU and not the evil Sonyverse.
See, the funniest part is this is like Sony's failure, but people are gonna think it's Marvel's failure.
Honestly, I thought it was Marvel's failure. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here.
Well, that's the thing. That
might be my bad.
Well, that's the biggest mistake that Marvel made when they sold only the Spider-Man rights, and then they gave like Fox the X-Men, and then they were like everyone else is gonna be our own thing, and then they get purchased by Disney. The problem is that the brand is split.
Yeah, actually, they did sell Hulk to Universal.
They did sell
Hulk for the record.
That's even another thing. That's crazy.
That's why there's no solo Hulk movie, and there probably never will be, apart from the 2008 one that sucked.
It's true. There have been a couple ones before that one, but yeah.
Yeah, but not Marvel Studios.
Not Marvel Studios.
Honestly,
Mark Ruffalo, he was trapped in that franchise.
It's true.
I kind of though feel like the warning signs for Sony Spider-Man movies have been coming though. Like, I feel like
they've always been there. Venom sucked.
Venom was fine. I mean, I like Venom personally. Like, I understand what you mean. Like the Tom Holland movies. Holland's a great actor. Had fundamental script problems, especially the third one. You know.
Well, that was MCU.
Like, I like the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, but like, there's always going to be issues with tying it to a larger universe and not having them self-contained that are just unavoidable.
So they also have their team that's passionate and good at stuff on Spider-Verse. So
Spider-Verse is just
Spider-Verse slaps.
way too good to be a Sony movie.
Sony's biggest problem is the fact that they swung hard on The Amazing Spider-Man and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. That in those movies were the blueprint for a massive, sprawling cinematic universe that Sony could expand off of.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield was supposed to be part of at least 2 more Spider-Man movies.
It's true. The problem is that series fell apart, but they still want to do like the Venom movies, and then they want to tie in like the Morbius movies. The problem is that every new movie is branching. It's a new branching off point of like some weird new multiverse, and it's like, what are we doing here? If the Amazing Spider-Man 2 was good, I think that we get like 2 more Spider-Man movies, then maybe like a Spider-Man and Venom movie with Andrew Garfield, like low-key. That's what I think.
Yeah, but they're gonna branch off eventually, and like there is no avoiding spin-offs.
It's true, but
It's just the way they came about was the worst scenario possible.
concurrently we have a Spider-Man universe with no Spider-Man yet.
We have multiple Spider-Man universe actually, because Madame Web is in its own universe.
And Morbius is its own universe, and Venom is in its own universe.
I'm tired of multiverse
And Venom
stuff.
is in its own universe.
I'm tired of multiverse stuff. It makes me stressed out. I don't care.
It's multiverse fatigue.
I want a single linear experience. It works for Into the Spider-Verse because that's a part of the single linear experience. I don't care about the Marvel or Sony. Like, they're all in different universes, you know? Like,
because when a character never really dies, there's no permanence in anything that happens.
Yeah,
it's true.
I'm like, they're bringing back Logan for the new Deadpool movie. Like, why are they bringing back Wolverine? My man's died. I don't care if it's like.
Well, does it take place after or before Logan? Because I'm pretty sure Logan has a pretty significant time skip.
Before. Yeah, it takes place before. It's confirmed. Also, I don't care because Deadpool never really cares for timeline shit anyway. So.
It's true. He literally name drops the MCU in the movie. It's actually kind of great.
Yeah. I'm not sure if the movie will be great, but like.
Oh, the movie's gonna be fine.
I always respect Deadpool for at least not giving a shit.
Yeah, we gotta respect.
Anyway, tangent over. So Dakota Johnson went on SNL, and she called it kind of like if AI generated your boyfriend's perfect movie, which is decidedly not a flattering thing to say about your movie. There's the interview with the interviewer where he asked her about the line that went viral from the trailer, and she has no fucking clue.
Yeah.
It's either she has no fucking clue or she's playing into it.
Oh, it's like, that became an instant meme, and she was like, a meme? What do you mean it's a meme? I never see that.
It's just a bad script exposition dump. Or trailer exposition dump.
Yeah, one thing about the interview is that the guy kept saying that it sounds so funny out of context. But one thing that Todd in the Shadows, I always mention his name, God bless him, he said that he thought that was weird because the problem with the line, the reason why it's funny, is that it's actually too much context. That is the context. That is the backstory. She was in the Amazon studying spiders when he died, right? Like,
yeah, underrated part of this. Dakota Johnson was asked if she can name the 3 Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. She guesses 0 correctly.
What did she guess?
She does not give a fuck.
Guesses? They were like pretty big movies.
She said she hasn't seen it yet and doesn't know when she will. Me too.
Fair enough. I'm literally just like Dakota Johnson.
Just what a disaster of a movie.
It's really landmarkly bad. Honestly, kind of in a way that even Morbius wasn't.
Yeah, because they had faith in Morbius. They had no faith in Madame Web.
And even Morbius was building off of like Venom and like the idea of like a movie, like a villain movie.
Yeah.
But Madame Web, it's in its full demon time.
Yeah, it's interesting. But alright, I think we can move on finally.
We can move on. So one thing we're interested in is YouTuber apologies.
Oh my god, yeah.
Over the years, it's been noted that lots of different tropes can be noticed, and most of the big YouTuber apologies that have been made in the world, that have been made so far in history, and we made Jenna compiled a very trusty bingo card for them. And if you were listening to this on audio form, look at your screen right now, because we're gearing up to switch gears into a live.
Yeah, we will. We'll do a live reaction.
We're doing a live reaction. Baby.
So I made this bingo card, and I replaced bingo with sorry. So we have, I'd like to apologize to my fans, online hate mob, etc. No solid defense against accusations, poor audio quality, shifts blame, ignore toxic fans defending them. I made a mistake. I made a lapse in judgment. Old DMs and tweets resurfacing, reflecting criticism, crying or fake crying, either or. Deep sigh to start the video. Awkward moments of silence. I'm going to work on myself. Plain background. This is not who I am, or this is not representative of me, etc. A short title to the video. I'm sorry. My response, etc. I'm taking a break. I didn't want to make this. The mental health defense. A notes app post on other officials. Minimal makeup / a casual look. Disabled comments. I don't expect to be forgiven, and victim blaming.
Alright.
So
today we are live reacting to Yandere Dev's response addressing the allegations.
Okay. So I'm going to immediately cross off the notes app post on other socials for the blog posts.
Alright. Sounds great.
Alright. I think he disabled comments on his blog post and his, I don't know about the YouTube video.
Okay.
But what was the title of the blog post?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can cross that off.
I'm sorry.
He has a plain white background behind him.
Plain white background. Plain background. Is this a casual look
white background
with the black hat and the black shirt?
Yeah, this is a casual look. All right.
Okay, we have already crossed out like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles, and we haven't even started playing the video. All right, let's turn this up. Grab your popcorn.
We'll put this on screen.
Yes, look at the bingo card and let's ride.
Hello, I'm Yandere Dev, the developer of Yandere Simulator.
Yandere Dev.
Last year, an extremely serious allegation was made about me that I would like to address. The accusation is that I attempted to groom an underage fan of my game. I will take accountability and admit that I did discuss inappropriate topics with a fan. However, the accusation that I deliberately attempted to groom this fan is false. In this video, I would like to apologize for what I feel I should apologize for, but I would also like to give you the full story so that you know what is true and what isn't true.
Hang on, pause. Can we cross off, I'd like to apologize to my fans?
Yes, we can do that. Can we also put off deflecting criticism?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
He's so aggressive. He's like, I'd like to apologize.
I know. He's I'd like to apologize, but for what I believe is I need to apologize for.
But not what I don't think. Okay, great. We're here.
That's crazy.
Let's start at the beginning. Last year, a fan of my game contacted me and wanted to chat. Usually, when a fan tries to talk with me, I just tell them that I'm too busy. But
hang on.
But if it's a child...
Yeah, we can cross off old DMs tweets resurface because I can confirm that they are Snapchat DMs, I'm pretty sure.
Alright.
Which was the whole crux of this controversy, was that the DMs resurfaced.
Yes. Well, yes, yeah, totally.
And friendly and
I don't think we're gonna be able to cross off fake crying.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't think he's gonna get.
This is a sociopath of a human being.
It's true. Also, that's kind of an old. That's kind of an ancient wisdom for YouTube apologies. James Somerton busted it out.
Yeah, I guess.
But Not Yandere.
James Emerson also doesn't have a YouTube channel. So
Yeah.
It's true.
Decided, you know what?
Field
Sure,
Emerson.
let's talk. She let me know right off the bat that she was 16, but I didn't see any problem with that. When I was 16, I had online friends in their 20s and 30s, so it just didn't feel weird to me. In the beginning, our conversations were normal, but she had a kind of adult sense of humor, and every now and then she would bring up a topic or ask a question
Holy
that
shit.
wasn't really appropriate.
can we do victim
When this would
blaming?
happen, I wasn't
Victim
entirely
blaming.
comfortable
Victim
Victim
blaming.
blaming?
but
Are we putting? Like, victim blaming. Okay.
Yeah.
That kind of was really soon. It was like low key.
That's low key.
not
We're a
really.
That
minute.
was insane.
We're a minute in. I thought it was
Good
good
lord.
at 16, and she had an adult sense of humor.
Yeah. I didn't see anything wrong with that.
I didn't see anything wrong with it.
I rationalized to myself that it was no big deal and just kept talking with her. Eventually, I must have said something that sounded like a red flag.
Wait, hang on. Pause. We have awkward silence.
Awkward silence.
Yes.
All right, we got.
We have awkward moments of silence when he, like, switches the clip.
with her. Eventually,
so
I
right.
must have.
Oh, yeah.
Mother of God.
That is an awkward moment of silence. Oh my gosh, it's kind of the millennial pause too. Like he doesn't do the jump cut straight
Yeah.
into the talk.
It is. Holy. Oh my God. There are layers to this.
There's so many layers.
said something that sounded like a red flag to her, because at some point she started to record our conversations just in case I turned out to be some kind of predator. She showed our conversations to a YouTuber, and the YouTuber decided, yep,
Sure.
this guy seems like a groomer. We need to expose him. From what I've been hearing, it kind of sounds like the YouTuber started coaching the girl on how to manipulate me into saying things that would make me look bad, which
What?
wasn't what the girl wanted. But you have
What?
to just
Shift
take my
blame.
word for it.
Shift blame.
The girl has
Shift blame. Shift. Oh my gosh, we got a bingo.
Okay, wait. No, okay,
We have a bingo.
Even if that's true, you're
Pardon?
still having inappropriate conversations
Pardon?
with a 15-year-old.
Wait, how far in are we?
I'm
We're
16,
2
I'm not
minutes
positive.
into the
We're-
bingo. Do we
We
continue?
already have bingo. 2 minutes.
We have a bingo.
Yeah.
Do we continue? Oh my gosh.
written
We
a
see if we
statement
can max
about
it
the
out.
entire situation, giving her side of the story. I've put a link to it in the description below. I won't tell you what to think about it. You're welcome to read it for yourself and draw your own
His
conclusions.
voice is oddly,
So,
like,
with the
calm
YouTuber
for
apparently
this.
instructing the girl on how to steer our conversations in an inappropriate direction, our discussions got pretty weird. I wasn't comfortable with it, and I tried to express
No
that,
shit.
but like an idiot, I just went along with it anyway. Because I had gotten into the habit of being really candid around this girl and just casually responding to whatever she said, it was very easy for her to get recordings of me answering questions I shouldn't have answered and discussing topics I should not have discussed. And
More
the
victim
YouTuber
blaming.
then used those recordings to
victim
make a
blaming.
40-minute long video accusing me of
More
being
shifting
a
blame.
groomer. Out of respect for all
Accusing
the
me of
people
being a groomer.
He says it as if grooming isn't a real thing. He says,
Yeah,
accusing me of being a groomer.
a
like-
groomer.
Kind of an interesting approach to diverting blame, you know?
Everything about this man is, like, uncanny valley.
It's true.
Like, I can't believe this is a real human being.
we can't veto out poor audio quality because he is using the professional podcaster.
Yeah,
We could never.
yeah, unfortunately.
world who have actually been groomed, we should use the word grooming correctly. Grooming is when an adult tries to establish a relationship with a child with the intention of exploiting or abusing the child. That doesn't describe what I did. I didn't develop a friendship with a girl.
Actually, you
for
are
that-
87.3% illegal.
Actually, that's not actually the technical definition. I was only talking inappropriately with the child.
Bro literally talked inappropriately with a child, and he's trying to make it out
He's
to
like,
be.
technically, I wasn't grooming
He
her.
usually use pedo math. I don't know. I don't know how much like more explicit.
Pedo math is like girl math, but evil.
It's so true.
Evil girl math.
Evil girl man.
That reason. That wasn't my intention. I did not attempt to establish a romantic or sexual relationship with the girl.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Bro pulled out the Bill Clinton classic. Wow, dusted that off from the archives.
He's taking some inspiration, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Bro, literally.
To be quite clear, he did establish an intimate relationship at least. Like he's admitted he was talking about her with candidly.
Candidly, oh my god. What is bro talking?
Like, my god.
After having my behavior explained to me as commonly associated with romance, I can understand how it was interpreted that way. I feel like it's worth mentioning that a lot of the remarks I made only sound bad.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird. Are we sure this guy's not telling the truth? Actually, that's kind of what. Wait. Let's roll that back.
Can we
understand?
Can we cross out no solid defense against accusations?
Yeah. Oh no.
At this point.
Yeah, at this point we gotta. It's easy.
Because he linked, like, he said he would link, like, her story.
Yeah.
Bro is not defending shit.
He's defending it, but he's not actually exposing any lies. Like, he's like, yes, what happened did happen.
Honestly, the only thing I have.
It's kind of like the whataboutism of it. That's so weird.
It's the what
only
about
thing he said that like feels like somewhat like truthful is the fact that like he might just like legitimately not know what romance is.
Yeah,
I kind of believe that.
Like, wait, are we
honestly?
Are we sure this reaction's actually ethical? Is this fine? Is he good? Is he fine?
He legitimately just like that.
Is he actually that?
What?
Yeah, like, are we doing the right thing here? Like, wait, play that again.
After having my behavior explained to me as commonly associated with romance, I can understand how it was interpreted that way.
That's a crazy sentence.
Right.
After I had my behavior explained to me to be commonly associated with romance. Pardon?
Like, are you that? I don't get it.
I don't get it at all.
I feel like it's worth mentioning
that like not even like someone trying to like deflect would come up with something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe
like that feels just weird.
Yeah.
Like that feels almost truthful, or he's just like really deranged. Like I'm not saying that like he's not without blame, but like maybe we should like that seems like it's just strange.
It's
like
very,
I don't.
Yeah, he's just an odd human being. He feels very disconnected from normal human behavior.
It's
which
true.
like not excusing him, but maybe he's being truthful.
Oh yeah, we're not excusing that. He's still a horrible person.
Truthful about a little bit of that, whereas like I wasn't like meaning for it all to be romantic, and I definitely think he was like trying to like make advances on a 16-year-old girl, but like I don't know, like maybe hear about like just on that.
It's tough to say. I think we have to check.
Continue. He's about to say something about like a specific situation.
A lot of the remarks I made only sound bad when they're out of context. For example, there was one time when the girl jokingly said, "You should make an OnlyFans," and I said, "No, that's dumb. No one would ever want to see that." And she said something like, "Come on, it's so easy to make money on OnlyFans." And when I heard that, I thought, "Whoa, that's a little concerning." Don't tell me that social media is
wait. He has no like evidence of this.
What?
He has no evidence of this. He's just saying shit.
Yeah, he.
That's crazy.
That's such a weird anecdote.
I know.
He comes out and he's like surprised about like the OnlyFans thing. Wait. Wait. I gotta hear this end. I gotta hear the end of this.
This generation to think that they should just go directly into porn the second they turn 18 because it's the best way to get rich quick. That's a little concerning. I wanted to know if she was joking or if she was being serious. So I
Now he wants to be
are
Mr.
you planning
Social
to start an
Activist.
OnlyFans?
Oh my god. He's like,
Oh my
are
god.
you
What?
planning to start an OnlyFans? I figured I was.
That's crazy.
What?
Holy shit.
Oh my gosh. This is crazy.
Hey,
I
was seeing
cannot
for a friend,
believe
but can I
that
get
he
this
just
off?
said that.
I ask it for research purposes. I'm concerned.
This is like a plausible, like a Seinfeld like sitcom plausible deniability sketch, where like every single thing he says is like a little
Right.
sus, but you know from the context of the character that he's not meaning it in this way. But we're just having to take from his word that that's what's happening here.
Yeah. Alright, I think we gotta continue.
We gotta check on.
And of course, the YouTuber used the recording of me saying, "Are you planning to start an OnlyFans?" to frame me as
I hope he said it like that on the recording. I really hope he did. I'm not gonna check, but I'm just going to. I just want to believe in my soul that
No.
he did it.
Yes. Yeah, I was like thinking that this was like messages. No, he said this shit out loud.
Are you planning to start an OnlyFans? No one
Oh
would.
my god.
someone who initiates horrifically inappropriate discussions with children, which is just completely dishonest. There's a part of me that wants to go point by point down the list of every single
He's
questionable or
provided
suspicious
no
thing I
evidence
said
that this is
and provide
beyond
context for
dishonest.
absolutely everything, but that's not really the main issue here. For one thing, a lot of the stuff I said is just weird no matter what the context is. I'll just admit it. But more importantly, I never should have let conversations like that happen in the first place. A normal, mentally healthy
he's taking some
adult would
accountability.
have just blocked the girl immediately after the very first time she said something inappropriate. But I didn't.
No, would have blocked her like straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Not after it got sexual.
Yeah,
Just
not after.
immediately. Do not even contact an underage fan.
Don't even.
Like I've heard like YouTubers, like streamers who are just like they will not like even entertain the notion of interacting with underage fans because like they don't want it to ever reach that kind of point.
No, exactly.
That's kind of why I stay with myself, Loki.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a good chance of that happening.
Well, because even if it gets to that point, even if you block them, it still got to that point,
Yeah.
and they still got your ass, right?
Right. Right.
Also, I feel like he's kind of
The situation only arises if you allow it
the fact
to.
that a form of currency, right? Like a form of currency for his game is upskirting teenage girls. So like it's not as if this
Yeah.
is unusual behavior for him, you know?
That's
It's very in character,
that's true. We're willing to
which is
believe,
more disturbing.
we're willing to believe the idea that Yandere Dev is a groomer because of who Yandere Dev is, being like full transparency. Like
Yeah.
I'm not set up to
Yeah.
to think this guy is fully above board.
Face that fact was a wake-up
I
call
think it's
that made
fine.
me
Also, can we say
Is he gonna go to the pedal back?
can we put mental health defense given his previous comment about having need to explain that these comments had romantic connotations?
I don't know. Mental health defense to me is I was in a bad place at that time kind of shit.
Oh, you're right. We shouldn't be lenient. We should.
Yeah. We shouldn't get
realized
greedy.
I had deteriorated mentally. So
Mark it down.
Oh my god! No! Because that's crazy! Oh my goodness gracious, that's insane.
Yes, mental health defense.
I felt myself deteriorate at the time because I was
I was deteriorating mentally.
because I was not getting enough.
Wait,
of
what's
that
what's that full sentence?
Call that made me realize I had deteriorated mentally. So after this whole controversy happened, I decided to take some time to just reflect and try to figure out how I had turned into.
Is that I'm going to work on myself? Does that count, or I did work on myself?
No, we gotta let it. We gotta let it work up to that point.
You're right.
Type of person who would let something like this happen. After talking it over with a lot of different people, I think I've developed an understanding of exactly how things got to this point, and I think I have the vocabulary to explain it now too. Over the past 10 years, I neglected absolutely every aspect of my well-being.
It's like a middle schooler who's like learned what Shakespeare is.
I almost.
That's funny because you also neglected the well-being of your video game. Bad dev.
True.
Never left my house for any reason. I had no social life whatsoever, and I had no one that I could call.
We could tell.
Friend. A lot of people warned me that they could see my mental health deteriorating and that I was exhibiting a lot of self-destructive behavior.
There it is.
And I just ignored all of them. I was lonely and depressed and miserable and getting worse every year and doing nothing to make any of it better and ignoring all of the warning signs that were being given to me.
But people were telling you you're sinking into shit.
Psychological and social needs.
Now that you're in shit, I don't think you have any defense.
Yeah, it's you have to lie in the bed you made, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he's kind of cooking with some of, like, he said truth, but, like...
But it's so shallow when you, like, take in the context of who Yandere is.
Right? Like, the reason his game isn't developed or good is because he refused to let people fix his work or actually, like, assist him. Like, the reason that, like, he's just kind of, like, straight up, like, an incel because, like, the media consumes...
Yeah, he's kind of a narcissist.
I understand what he's going at, but I just feel like it's kind of doesn't have any meaning behind it.
Honestly,
yeah, it has no solid ground to stand.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like he's actually being a little more forthcoming and earnest than I actually expected him to. But I feel like some of the stuff, you know, maybe actually be truthful in context, but also in context, it's coming off as more of like an excuse.
Yeah,
you can't
it's
really,
textbook like emotional manipulation.
Exactly, you can't really pull out my mental health had deteriorated, even though it might be true.
Yeah.
Because the implication is that you know, you really shouldn't be blamed.
That is the reason why.
Yeah,
which is never true.
Exactly. Yeah, totally. Okay.
For that long. You eventually become so desperate for social interaction and positive affirmation that you become willing to have inappropriate interactions you shouldn't be having, as long as it's fulfilling the social needs that have gone completely unmet for years. Acknowledging
That's
all of
just
this
complete degeneracy.
Yeah.
Step 2 was determining what I would have to change about my life in order to repair the damage that I had done to my psyche over the past 10 years. So, I decided to just step back from game development for 3 months to just work on myself and try to develop a more...
3 months?
Work on
Yandere Dev has been in development for like 1 billion years.
Yeah, I feel like...
Bro, just go to fucking therapy, Jesus.
I think this is also another part about Yandere Dev. He's like framing it as if like the game and the development is a large part of like his issue.
Yeah, it's like totally weighing on him.
That's just not the truth. His game has been in development for so long. Like they can't there are reasons beyond his mental health that are like not just because of not only the game, but also like he has to take responsibility. He can't put it on the game development, like something that he's been working on, because it's also his fault the game hasn't been finished yet. So like he can't use that as an excuse because it's just a cop out.
By the way, Streamer Wars ended.
Oh, that's fun. Who won Streamer of the
Year? In case you're guys, no fucking clue.
Fair enough. We're not gonna dig deeper into that. No one cares.
healthy lifestyle. I started seeing a therapist. I started leaving my house and going outside and interacting with other human beings. I experimented with
Did you
hobbies
confide in
that
this therapist that you were talking to an underage girl?
Brisk pro touched grass.
don't involve the use of a computer screen. I found a much better work-life balance. And most importantly of all, I made friends.
The work
I
life.
developed a social life. I made meaningful connections with people my age. That made a bigger difference than anything else. I no longer feel
Is
so
he actually
desperate
bullshitting here, or is he
for
being
social
true?
interaction.
Truthful.
I'd
Well,
be
this is
willing
after
to have
before, like,
inappropriate
how recently was
conversations
back
just
before
to
teenage
fill
girl? I don't know
some
about that.
gap in
I think we can maybe give him the chance. I don't know about like the timeline, but if like what I was saying is like after the whole situation, the teenage girl, like he did like spend a few months like trying to better himself, and I think maybe give him a chance because why not? You know, doesn't mean like excuse what he does, but, like at least believe him that like he did try to fix his work-life balance and start hanging out with people his age.
Yeah, I can believe that. It's just like the precedent of knowing who he is that makes me doubt it, unfortunately.
Well, it doesn't mean he's any different of a person. I mean, he's less mentally ill, but there are anime people that you can definitely like people like amongst us here. You can definitely have real life relationships with that will not change how you react towards like children or like different like environments. And things
Yeah,
like that.
no,
I
definitely.
guarantee you that. So, but I guess it is a step forward.
Damn, he's ugly. We gotta wrap this up quick because I don't know how much longer I can look at his face.
Yeah, we can pick a natural stopping point at some point. If we get a second bingo,
Yeah,
I think we call it quits.
yeah.
in my life.
Alright.
I feel like I've removed the weaknesses and vulnerabilities that enabled this entire situation to happen in the first place. It's worth mentioning that sometime after this entire controversy started, 2 images started to circulate. These images are fake Discord screenshots depicting interactions between me and children
There's the
that have
DMs.
never actually happened. These images
Wait, DMs?
They caught you in fucking 4K.
He says they're fake though. He says they're fake.
I mean, Discord, they can't
But,
be
like,
easily. We got
Yeah,
that they can be, but
like,
what grounds does he have to?
but like there are other DMs too, right?
Yeah,
The ones he's talked about
The-
actually existing.
the pedal math one still hasn't been addressed. You know what I'm saying? The like you're like 80% legal, whatever it was. Like that's still a wild statement.
Like I can believe that these ones are fake, but the other ones, like, he literally is like admitting they're true.
Yeah, that's a big. I mean, those are real weird.
I think the fact that he is willing to concede that the other ones are real makes me believe these ones less.
No, I agree. I think if he was like it's all fake, then
images were either created in
Yeah,
Photoshop or made by an impersonator using my username and avatar. This isn't the way
okay,
that
we
people
don't
speak
fucking
to other
care.
people.
It's not important
This
to
is the way that you write
to the whole
dialogue
point.
when you're trying to make
wait, what?
a comical image for the internet to laugh at. These are not real. Another piece of information I would like to
I'll maybe give him that. Why not?
Am I the only person who thinks that it would have been so crazy if he was like, these are real?
It would have been, but
Just puts the actual ones on screen.
Yeah.
the claim that I was grooming this girl ever since she was 9 years old.
I
That's
hate
not
the way
true.
he says that.
Apparently, she sent me an email 7 years ago. I'm assuming it was just typical fan mail. I
What?
always respond to every fan who contacts me.
Hold
so
on.
I must have replied.
What? Like, no, wait. He knew of this person before. Like, obviously not, like, as severely, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
though there is room to believe that because he has made several statements like the reason the game development takes long because he spends like hours on his email a day, which probably that.
I
time was
swear to God, he probably responds to every email he gets.
Well, he's
yeah. So like
he's
that might be.
he's literally Ringo in that Family Guy sketch. Like that's who he is. Like he cherishes every bit of attention that he gets.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
Replied and
All
said
right.
something like, "Hey, thanks for your kind words. Glad you like the game." But just the fact that she had contacted me when she was 9, and then later she
glad
contacted
you like
me
the
again
game.
last year, somehow magically
Wait,
translated.
can you
Why
pause?
is the 9-year-old know who Yandere Dev is?
Yeah, but
There's
also
a bunch of
he
YouTubers
said,
covered it
but
online.
he also said in the game did not exist in full capacity. It still does not.
The game has yet to exist.
It doesn't exist.
It probably will never
Homie's
release.
entire identity is around a game that will not finish development.
It won't, because the Patreon is like entirely defunded now.
Yeah.
Pouring
Bonkers.
into a narrative that I had been grooming her for 7 years straight. No, that's not what happened. That's just something that people made up.
Did anybody say
What?
this?
Yeah, I think so. I heard about some of those, but
Yeah.
you know,
I feel like it's irrelevant to the whole point, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how long. It's the
it
fact that
kind
she
of
was
is.
underage to begin with.
Yeah. And even
Even
then, that's still not the main point that we're talking about. Like,
Yeah,
I'm still focused like
It's
on the metal
semantics.
math. He's definitely getting to like the semantics realm. I don't know if you have a bingo spot for that, but
no, I don't.
I'm willing. I'm a person who innocent until proven guilty. Overall, he's been proven guilty quite a bit. So like, if I'm willing to give him some benefit of the doubt with like a few things in terms of like just how ridiculous statements can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a
Proof
very
is-
easy person to
especially
just exaggerate.
proof is like some Discord messages which can be faked unless they are approved, and
Yeah, actually,
there
I
has been
hate,
evidence that has been like proved and like confirmed. So
I hate conflating false statements and these real statements because it almost discredits the real statements, which are real and do need to be put out there.
absolutely, but it does probably create some good content for some people. So I mean, I guess like what can you do?
Yeah,
It's gonna happen anyway. So he is using weird wording, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on like some of this. I think there's reasonable like with that to still hold him accountable and like judge him for like being a weird like pedophile guy and still give him the opportunity of like that specific thing didn't happen.
yeah, just conceding that point, even though it's never a point that we were leveraging in the first place.
Definitely, at least we weren't, but others probably were.
Yes. Tally ho.
No, I didn't harm a child, even though I didn't traumatize or victimize anyone. I do feel that I've made mistakes that I
How do
need
you
to
know, though?
apologize for. I allowed myself to deteriorate into a person who was making horrible decisions on a regular basis that not only harmed me, but also the people around me. By making some incredibly stupid and careless remarks during conversations I should not have been having.
Okay, that's the mistake lost in judgment if you don't have it.
Yeah, we got it.
Alright.
I created a huge, completely unnecessary scandal and made myself into a figure who is so controversial that people are afraid to be associated with me or have any kind of connection to my game. As a result, people who enjoyed contributing to the project had to quit.
My game.
YouTubers who enjoyed playing the game had to stop. Companies had to sever all ties with me. And a
Wait,
lot of
hang on,
fans
pause. Did I miss that? Did he mention like an online hate mob of some sort?
I don't think he has. Not in those.
He
not
mentioned that people had to like stop associating with him. I don't know. If
I don't think that. I wouldn't count that as an online hate mob.
Yeah. I was just making sure I didn't miss that.
Yeah, I've been paying attention.
He's circling around that.
He is. He's saying all of the things associated with it except online hate mob.
He said the thing.
Not the thing yet.
deeply hurt and upset. I'm sorry for having stupid, inappropriate conversations I never should have had. I'm sorry for neglecting myself until I created problems for everyone around me. I'm sorry to all of the people who I ignored when they warned me countless times that my behavior was becoming more and more self-destructive. And I'm also sorry for one other thing.
A twist we haven't heard yet. This is new. This is going to be new. What is it? What is it?
New lore, Shroud.
We're here. New lore. New lore. Let's go.
After this whole controversy started, people started targeting anyone associated with me.
Online hate mob, baby! There it is! That's the second bingo! We got 2 bingos, baby! Woo-hoo!
Now that this is the second bingo, I assume
It's Jover.
It's so Jover, baby!
Area. So,
Oh, rip Bozo.
Rip
I hope you
Bozo.
never come back to the
We hope you
internet.
die!
I think there's
Fuck you.
I think there's a very specific issue with Yandere Dev's apology. I don't even necessarily think that like it doesn't have good parts, but he's so focused on himself that he has neglected to like he apologizes for things like himself, but he has yet to apologize for like the way he affected others. And it's like even though like he kind of apologized for the way he affected others, like not really. And so while I do believe that he has potentially bettered himself in one way or another, even if he's probably still like a creep, it feels like he's sorry for himself. They got himself into this
Exactly.
situation.
That's the thing.
It's very much like
And, like,
it's
he
very
could've-
much not a. It's not a. I'm sorry for what I did. It's I'm sorry I got caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Editor, throw up the final bingo card.
The final bingo.
Editor, aka Lucas or I.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, just so we're clear, he's a piece of shit. We don't condone anything he does. Hero victims, believe victims. Fuck Yandere Dev. Yandere Simulator is never coming out, and the internet is better without him.
I absolutely, yes. I agree.
God bless America.
God bless America.
All right, I think it's about time that the episode becomes over.
Yeah. Let's end it off on a low-key note. What are we looking forward to?
Yes, my favorite section of the podcast.
I'm going for a decision day out of college this weekend. Next weekend, so that'll be interesting. Probably come back with some thoughts.
Oh, yeah?
And we might not have an episode next week, actually, because
God damn, that would happen.
yeah, because I might be away too long. But
We should plan for that.
so-
We should plan for that right now, actually. No podcast next week.
yeah, if so, we will definitely be back the week after. This is actually, I should mention, this is our first podcast that we're recording very close to the date that releases because we want to be more relevant.
Yeah, we want to be way more relevant. We've gotten tired of our irrelevant ways.
Yeah, we've gotten tired of points becoming very moot after a few days. So this is fresh off the griddle.
Fresh off the docket.
I'm just looking forward to cruising through the rest of the academic year, kind of hang out with friends.
Yeah.
Doing shit.
Yeah. I sing a song for my commercial seminar performance on Wednesday. I'm gonna do "Bridge Over Troubled Water" by Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh my god,
I
love that song.
Yeah, I really need to practice it a lot tomorrow, and I'm meeting up with my accompanist on Monday for that. So
Practice rooms.
wish me
Oh yeah,
Kyle, what do you?
we wish you lots of luck.
Kyle, what are you looking forward to? I actually don't know this. This is a question I'm genuinely asking you.
I think like a few things. I guess not having school Monday, but yeah. Honestly, just not having school Monday.
For MLK Day?
Yeah.
It's not MLK Day, it's President's Day.
President's Day?
Wait, President. Wait, why did
Yeah, MLK Day was in January.
January.
Oh, but like,
Why isn't
Yeah.
MLK Day's not in Black History Month? That's messed up.
Oh, well, you should ask why MLK wasn't born in Black History Month then, I guess.
Or maybe why isn't Black
Why
History
isn't
Month?
January Black History Month?
Because,
That's a better question.
why is Black History Month in February? Probably because it's the shortest month of the year.
This is a racist ass
Most
piece of shit.
likely.
Racist ass piece of shit country. God,
If we're gonna be honest here,
maybe. I wouldn't not believe that.
oh goddamn. Oh
Yeah.
man, I haven't even. Me and Kyle and my other brother, we gift each other President's Day gifts each year.
Monday? Wait.
So
that's
wait,
funny.
we're gonna have to figure out what's gonna be happening around.
Yeah.
That. For sure. Do I have school on President's Day? I hope
You
not.
should probably check.
I should probably check, huh?
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah. Jenna, do you have school on President's Day?
I do not.
If I'm the only person on this goddamn podcast right now who has to go into school on President's Day, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna see Lisa Frankenstein with my friends on President's Day, so
No, that's patriotic. All right.
that's patriotic.
I think the episode ends there. Jenna, where
Yeah,
can we
alright,
where can we
yeah,
find you?
socials. Plug socials. You can find me at the site formerly known as Twitter at Fiona Appletree with one A.
You can find me on the site formerly known as Twitter at Lucas_copy_1.
I don't use social media.
Fair enough.
Valid.
You can find Kyle around the block.
You can find him if somewhere in Texas.
Just come say hello.
Yeah, so
Walk up, say you're a big fan.
yes. Say you recognize him from the Swifter podcast.
Yeah.
Click the link in the description to give Palestine your financial support and however you like.
And have a very wonderful week.
Yes.
We'll see you next week.
See ya.